Yo, what's up, everybody? Hope you're having a great Sunday night, winding down your weekend. I definitely had an awesome weekend. We did a bunch of Halloween stuff with the kids, and damn, our costumes were awesome. I might pull up a photo here. Oh, let's see. We took them out to Georgetown, Texas, and this is our costume. Whoops, that was my YouTube audio. Okay, here's our costume. I think it's hysterical. We were rednecks, and we had fake cigarettes, and my wife had like a bunch of blankets in her belly to act like she was pregnant, and I had three tattoos, fake tattoos on my arm of like girls' names that were crossed out with Gabby as the last one, who's my wife. We thought this was so funny. So I had a great time with the kids. Got a ton of candy. You know, it's kind of a it's kind of a bonus perk of being a parent. You wouldn't think like, oh man, Halloween's gonna be great because I get to get candy, but yeah, the kids are too young to eat it really. So we've been taking some of it. Anyway, so I'm winding down my Sunday night by working on this Adobe Lunch app again. And last time we got through this initial state screen, and this time we're gonna be moving on to the suggestion screen right here. Um, I already made a component for these dollar signs, but I made it with like emojis, and I actually don't think I like the emojis because they're different colors. It all depends on what system you're on, how they render. So I think I'm just gonna make this text instead. And that should work out pretty good. And then I'm probably gonna make another component for this rating box. I think it's pretty cool. Out of the box, Foursquare gives you this rating color, they call it, and so like it's basically a gradient from red to green. Um, Based on the 0 to 10 rating that the place has. So I think I'm going to try to mimic that a little bit and make this button happen as well. So that'll be a separate component. And then we'll just kind of design out this, excuse me, this page. Man, let me tell you, I've been feeling a little bit sick over the weekend. Took some extra naps, went to bed early some nights. I really hope I kind of get over this. Okay. So let's pull open our site. And this is what it looks like right now. Gross. But don't worry, we're gonna fix this up. So first things first. What am I looking for? What am I looking for? We need to pull open the index page. Now, one of the things I'm not totally sure here. I guess right now it's a single component that says venue. But should this actually be a separate page? Something like a page that's like a suggestion. It might be feasible that like when you click on the button, it reloads. I don't know. Right now we just have one component called venue. I think we'll leave it there right on the index page and don't actually change routes. Or maybe even like a client side routing situation would be nice here. I don't know. For now, let's just work on the venue component in and of itself. So that's what's actually rendering all this stuff. So let's get going. So this image is 300 by 300. Perfect. That's exactly what we're getting back from. That's exactly what we're getting back from Foursquare because I specify that in the request. And Venue. What's this in? A div. A div, a div, a div. How come this is not centered? To main, justify item center, justify content center. Hmm. So the layout is a grid. And the main is in a container where everything should be justified center. And it's probably because this image should be a display block. All right, and I would have thought this would have been centered. That's okay. Oh, because it loads it after the fact. Yeah, that kind of sucks. Okay. We're definitely going to need styled components here. So we'll bring it in and we'll say const styled venue equals style.div. And we'll say display grid. And instead of a div here, we will have a styled venue. Great. And we want justify. Oh my gosh. Justify items. Center. Yeah. Okay, great. And I think we want justify content center as well. Because as we're looking at this, yes, perfect, perfect. Or do we want justify content start? I'm looking at the text inside. No, we want justify content center, but justify items start. So that'll push everything, like justify content center, but justify items start. Yes, exactly. That's what I want. Everything kind of lined up at the left-hand side of that image. Perfect. And so right now, what do we got going on here? There is a 10 pixel spacing under that. So what's the order here? We got the image, the title, the like the categories. So we've got the image, yeah, the title, categories. Then we're gonna have the price and then the rating. So the price, then the rating. And that's really it. So we're going to get rid of all that stuff. Yeah, and it's already looking cleaner. Oh yeah, great picture. Okay. So we need to make a couple things here. Yeah, I don't love this emoji style. Like, let me see. What if I just did the $sign? Oh, see, yeah, because it doesn't render well here. Yeah, no, we're definitely not doing that. So let's just get all this font stuff figured out. So the title is bold 18. We'll call it like this: const venue image styled image, which I really don't think we need to do. So let's just say venue title styled. Oh, that's an A tag. Let's make it an H2. And the font size is 18 pixels. Font weight is bold. And we need to set that as venue title. Get rid of the A tag. Dope. That looks good. What's its margin? 14 point something. Let's make it 10. Cool. And color is black. And I've been using HLSA. That's kind of new for me. But I've been enjoying it. Okay. So next, underneath it, regular 14 pixels, black 75. The venue, what do they call it? Categories. And this is just going to be a styled P span. It's 14 pixels, normal font weight. And its color is going to be my colors black 75. So show me. I just copy this everywhere because I always forget. That's great. Tacos, Mexican. Okay, yeah, so I'm not displaying these right. Yeah, so I'm doing this all wrong. Venue categories is on the outside here, and inside I want to fix the string. So inside, what I'm doing is creating a string, categories.map, and then we will do a dot join with a comma and a space. This should be better. So this way, there you go. Inside, they're getting joined as a string rather than creating multiple elements. You'll never know how hard it is to talk semi-consistently for like an hour. Okay, so what do we got here? Probably another, what, 10 pixels? Yeah. So that's going to have a margin bottom of 10 pixels. And that's a margin top. So top, right, bottom. So if you're curious, margin goes top, right, bottom, left. Trouble. That's how I like to remember that. Top, right, bottom, left, TRBL, trouble. Let's get rid of all that information. We don't need it right now. Love the price meter. Except for, let's update it. Now let's just figure out how to style this. Let's call them like filled and empty. Let's see. Right, we're gonna want them bold. Gonna want a little bit of spacing. I'll figure out how to get that in a second. Actually, let's just call this $1. But this one's gonna have a prop of empty. Yep. And so I need to remember. Oh, great. We still got it. So instead of theme, this will be empty. And basically, if empty is there, we change the color. So we're going to need theme and empty. So if empty is there, we use theme.colors.black. Let's say 75. And then otherwise, we use theme.colors.black. Yeah, so now we need to adjust that color because black 75 is not good enough. This is 90. Black 90. Yeah, that's looking better. So see that with one class, because this is JavaScript, we'll set the font weight at bold, and then the color can like change like it's a component. Okay, this looks right. The only other thing we need to do is just a spacing, and I don't know if I know how to do that. So we'll inspect that right there, and I'm pretty sure there's a way to do font kerning. Is there a way to select 1 pixel? 100 pixels? CSS kerning. Oh, letter spacing property. This is okay. I wonder what the difference is. See also letter spacing. Excuse me. Holy crap. Let's do that. Letter spacing, 1 pixel. Let's try it. It's a property I've never used. I'm not really seeing it. Oh, shit. Yeah, here's our problem. We're not spacing. We're not spacing these out evenly. So like, look, let's make this 10 pixels. Oh no, look at that. It's doing the right thing. There is 10 pixels between everything. Yes. Yes, because I've applied the same styles to everything. Okay, great. This is good. 2 pixels. Let's try 3. Three's good as well. Okay. All right, so we're doing good here. That's got a margin bottom on it. And so now that the price meter's all ironed out, this we actually want as its own div. Yep. Which we are going to call what? Styled. Like ratings, maybe? Let's just call them ratings. And what we want is for these two things to sit next to each other. So we'll say grid auto flow column. That's great, because I'm not using it. Yep. And then we can say justify items. Rather, content space between. Really? What am I missing here? Nothing is working here. So we get a P and a P. Let's do grid template columns. Auto. Then we can say justify. Oh, I know why. Because this guy is actually justified to the start. So we have to do, because of the container, so we have to do a justify self. Normal. Stretch. We'll say stretch. Perfect. Now we got them on either side. Perfect. So now it's time to work on our rating component. So we'll make it up. Let's go ahead and log this venue again so I can see the data. I think we need more than just the rating. I think we actually need the rating color. Yeah. Let's actually make the component. Give it the rating prop. And that will be probably a string or a number. Okay, so I think we have something called the rating and the rating color, yes. And the rating is a number and the rating color is a string. I'm just going to say rating and color. And we're not actually pulling that off yet. So let's. Okay, so now we're passing in the rating and the rating color. You know, I'd always be curious. When do you use span and when do you use div? You know, yeah, so I actually think the price meter is not a P. I actually think it's a span. Did that screw anything up? Yeah, it did. Oh, it didn't screw up the price meter. It screwed this up. Okay, so how are we going to do this? It's a box. That's it. It's a box with a color inside of it. So we'll grab our styles. And we'll make a styled rating. Which will be nothing yet, but I mean, it's rating. The color. JSX literally needs shortenings, kind of like JavaScript objects, where like if you have color equals color, you could just take away color. So we're going to do background color, and that's going to be set to the color prop. Literally color. That's it. Oh no. I actually need like $sign color. All right, so this isn't coming through. Oh, what if I said BG? Is that because it's a reserved word? No. Okay, what's going on? Oh. Because that's a $sign, you re. There we go. There we go. But we need to make sure we set the color to our theme white. Theme dot colors dot white. Great. Okay. Now how are we styling this? 16 bold. Okay, we're coming along. And this definitely needs some padding. So that's what? 40 wide. This is 24 wide, so that's a difference of 16. That's 8 pixels padding on the left and right. 8 top. Let's do 0 on the top and bottom, 8 on the left and right. We'll see how that looks. We need a little on the top and bottom. I'm going to say 2 pixels. It's a little chunky. But I kind of like it. So one thing we need to do here is align this center, because that's pushed up to the top. So we can see it here. Justify items, center. No, align. Yeah, there we go. It's going to push it down just a little bit to put it in the center. Align item center on the venue ratings. All right, dope. That looks good. Now, here's where we get our action buttons. So directions and menu. I already have a primary button down here. So let's try to use that. That's our ratings component. Okay. So let's go ahead and import button from styles button. And we will use that directions. Oh man, it's huge. I like that. Man, I wonder how this is gonna work. They're squishing them. Kind of. All right, so here's what I need. This says secondary. This button now has to take a prop. So if I hop on over to button, for the background color, we're gonna have to take this into consideration. Oy. So if it's secondary, it gets theme.colors.white. If it's not, theme.colors.red. And then same thing for color. We have to take into account secondary. If this is a secondary button, its color is theme.colors.red. Otherwise, it's white. And this also has a 3 pixel border. So border is going to have to think about secondary as well. So if it's not secondary, give them none. If it is, give them what? Three pixels, solid, theme.colors.red. Yo. And we need to change box sizing here. And let's move the stuff that stays consistent up to the top. Box sizing is border box. Got to take that into consideration. Fuck me. I thought this would handle that. So then let's do this. You're getting a border no matter what. But what's it not liking here? Oh yeah, interesting. Oh, excuse me. No, okay, it doesn't like any of this. Looks like I have to go with the function. So bring it all back. Really? I can't just say like red? Okay. Okay, so it would be 3 pixels solid and then something. That something will be secondary. If it is, theme.colors.red. It's not. Theme.colors. Well, red. So this is easy. I don't care if it's secondary or not. 3 pixel solid red. Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay. And so what do we need here? That's the button. But this div is going to be like actions. And I say this is a div, not a span. And that being the case, actions are what? Display, grid, grid auto flow, column, gap. I don't know. 24 pixels. And we need to actually use these. And that's pushing. Yeah, that's not good. Okay. How do we fix this? What if we try this being repeat to 1FR? Okay, still. That's what, 72 wide, and this is 168 wide. 168 minus 72. 96. It's 48. That's like way too much. Our button, does it really have 48? Yeah. Can we drop it to 36? It doesn't help much. Even 18's not going to do it. Oh. The ratings was justify self stretch. Let's get that on here. And am I going about this all wrong? By default, you're kind of like... No, that's fine. Justify self stretch. So here we got 36. Now what's driving this width? Really? Yeah, that's 155 wide. All right. Now if we change this button, yeah, down to 36. Go back to the main page. Yeah. Even if I dropped it to 24. Yeah, it's just going to get smaller and smaller. Let's say I dropped it to 10. Okay. Trying to figure out a way to get this button like to span the whole way no matter what. All right, look, yeah. So now stretch. Okay. So right now we're at 24. And that looks pretty good. Yeah, okay. I like where we're at now. What's the styles on this? Justify self stretch. What if I did yeah. That's no good. It pushes. Okay. We're good here. This is 300 wide. Yeah. Now, here's our big problem. Well, first of all, I mean, let's get this going here. They're not links or anything yet. All right. Okay. Good, 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 good. Oh, why is there a gap there? Yeah, where the shit is that gap coming from? Friggin' A tag, man. I'm not seeing why. Maybe because the A's need to be box sized border box. That's 300 wide. That's going right to the edge. This one is not. Let's double check. What's different? Grid, autoflow column, justify self stretch. Justify content space between. That might be nice. Oh. Okay, so it's like at least 24 pixels and be space between. We're not going to need that though. We're just not going to need it. Does it bug me that one is bigger than the other? I don't know. Can we cursor pointer these bitches? Oh, is it because I'm displaying it as pixel 2? Let's get rid of all that. Ooh. Yeah, so why is this so wrong? You gotta justify items center. No, I guess not. Justify self-center, justify content, space between. That might do it. Only for actions. Shit. What about normal? Ah. Damn it. Maybe I could have a disabled state. Well, I don't know. Right now, let's just put a margin bottom on this. Right. Bottom left. So this isn't bad, but we're going to need to change the way this whole thing is laid out. And I might do that in a different video. Like this is good for now. But it's not going to work long term. Yeah, because what's happening here is I need this first page to be centered, like a line content center. But the second page needs to be a line content start. And because of that, I'm going to have to redo the way the container is styled. And I don't really want to worry about it. So I think I'm going to commit this for now and call it a day. Not bad at all. We got this in a minimal state. I like it. So let's kind of review what we did. Change up the price meter a little bit. Instead of relying on emojis, I created this thing called dollar, which is a styled component, which is always bold, always has the letter spacing, but based on a prop called empty. I mess with the opacity. That's great. I like that a lot. Next up, I got my ratings component, which can be simplified here. It returns a span with text in it that takes a color as an input and a rating, and that colors the background color. Easy. Now, there's a ton of work done in the venue component. Again, in the future, I need to kind of clean up how this is. Started styling it up. I like it. Got rid of a bunch of information. I'll slowly add it back as I kind of flesh out the design for it. But right now, I think it looks pretty good. Got these buttons in. I might want to call these like button links. Ah, I have an idea. Menu and no. What if I did? Okay, yeah, I have an idea. Sorry, and just to keep recapping, the button is now has a primary and a secondary. I'm thinking about venue.js and the way our buttons are working on the bottom. I kind of want it to be in the center if it's not like there's not multiple. So I was thinking menu has two things. If there is a menu, return that. But if there's not a menu, return null. And because it's returning something, maybe that keeps it centered. Fuck. Um, man. I will fix this later. I could handle it in the style component with JavaScript, saying if there's only one of these things, change the way the grid is laid out. Because I don't want this grid to be justify item center. I just don't. I want it to be space between. And when there's only one, I want it to be center. Yeah, I will solve this in the next video. We have something working. So let's push it up. I'm not going to actually close the okay, so typically what I'm working on is issues in my repository. So I'm going to use hub browse dash dash. Oh man. Which will take me to my GitHub page. It's pretty dope. Got a lot of issues here. Social icon links, phone call link, rating badge. Oh, I can close that. But I probably can't close like the venue layout situation. Rating badge number 2. So venue layout rating badge closes number 2. But we're not really done with the venue layout yet. Oh, and I need to fix this. Go back to and. Menu conditional render. All right, rating badge has been closed. Pushed up menu conditional render. And now I'll open up my Netlify dashboard, NTL open. So we can see it. Ooh. npmi-g Netlify CLI, let's update it. And then let's do what it says. We'll run Netlify link to link it to a website after this is done installing. That's always nice to see. I wrote this module a long time ago. You should use something else. I also had this idea for my snippet library, VS Code snippets for styled components. New issue. Styled components. I don't know exactly what I want to do for style components, but I really want something. It's got JavaScript, Jest, React, Python. Yeah, style components in there would be nice. Okay, is this installed? Great. So NTL link. Great. So linked it, open it up. Here we go. Should be built and deployed. Great. Dope. Dope. It looks super good. Let's see it on the phone. So my favorite parts of the stream where I can just turn on the camera, show this live on the phone. Because that's the whole point here. We want people to use this. We want it to be on their phones. So here it is. Adobe Lunch. I click Tell Me. And it's not updated yet. There we go. Click Tell Me, and now I get this. Pretty solid. If I click Directions, it opens up Google Maps and does a search, which is not ideal. Honestly, let's back up here. I'm using the Foursquare API, but then I'm linking over to Google Maps for directions, which kind of sucks because I don't have Google Maps uses like a search term to get directions, which is inaccurate. Like it won't necessarily bring you to the exact place, or I'd be giving directions to like just some random latitude and longitude. What I really want to do is actually find the place ID, like the actual ID of that particular venue. And I think the only way I'm really going to get that is by using the Google Maps API in the first place. I also was talking to a coworker about hard coding the data just because all these APIs give kind of funky results. They only allow you to search in like a radius around you. So like for instance, we're in this building and I'm searching in a mile radius, and a lot of the results are good. They're great for walking, for lunch, but a lot of the results are terrible. Like within that mile radius, not all of it is walkable. There's highways and stuff you'd have to cross over, which is just as impossible. So like, I might hand curate this list of places. Maybe, or allow people to upload possible places. I don't know. I might switch over to the Google API first, just so my directions can be more accurate, and then I can start having people like suggest places. Anyways, with that, thanks for watching. We made a lot of progress tonight, and it'll keep getting better in the future. Thank you. See you next time. Peace.